What's your investing personality? Risk taker or risk averse? Are you an emotional investor or a rational one? We're finding that about ourselves over the past couple of weeks, but a Toronto-based firm challenged young Canadians to answer those questions by writing essays about their investing styles. 10 of them won scholarships of $2,000. We're joined now by one of those scholarship winners, Samantha Simmons, along with Oliver Murray. He's the Chief Executive Officer at Bridge House Asset Managers and the firm sponsoring the contest. Thank you very much, both of you, for joining us. Oliver, let's start with you. This is the fourth the fourth year that this challenge has been out there, and you're giving out these scholarships. What have you learned about Canadian youth over that time?
Well, it's been very interesting, and we have been doing it now 4 years. And what we're doing is asking them to fill out a quiz, a questionnaire, and then write an essay. And then we put all the results together, and we're finding that Canadian youth are more willing to take a risk, more risk tolerant, we would describe it, than maybe we thought they were originally. Because going through the big global financial crisis, we thought they would be very risk averse. So we're kind of pleased that that's not the case. And what we're trying to do is let them understand what their risk personality is, or their investment personality, and so that they can use that knowledge to work with a financial advisor and really build a portfolio and a strategy that works for them. So we're trying to give them, as you know, Francis, when you work with a financial advisor, you have to do the Know Your Client questionnaire. What we're trying to do is help them know themselves first. Yeah.
And just before we get to Samantha, the participants are not necessarily business students, or they come from all areas of education.
That's right. We do this through social media to get interest in the survey. So we're going right across the population. We're also doing this with our company in the US as well. And our hope is to aggregate the data and then see if that shows us some interesting trends. Yeah.
Samantha, you were one of the 10 scholarship winners. Why did you participate in the program or in this questionnaire?
I actually pay for my own education, so I was looking for a way to help me fund that, and I'm a member of a scholarship website, and it matched me to the Bridge House Scholarship Program. So I thought it was interesting. I need to manage my money well, and I wanted to know more about investing, and it was a perfect fit.
What did you learn about your own investment personality?
I learned that my personality and my tolerance to risk actually affect how I control and manage my own money. So I learned that my personality is the observer thrill seeker, meaning that I'm risk neutral. So I'm not averse to taking risk, but I'm also not risk seeking. So I have both a cautious and a bold side to my investor personality.
And how does that manifest itself in terms of what you think about day to day, in terms of how you're managing your money? This struck me as kind of a two sides pulling at you, this observer side and this thrill seeker side.
It's definitely a struggle. You have to take risks to reap benefits, but at the same time, you have to be responsible with your money.
And Oliver, just in terms of the kinds of people that, or the kinds of personalities, because the range is pretty broad, but when I look at the conclusions, some really interesting, so 30% were risk-tolerant thinking. What does that actually mean?
Well, so there's feeling and thinking. So if you're feeling, you're just more emotional about it. And if you're thinking, you need more data maybe to make a decision. And so, again, it's all about knowing yourself, and then you can ask the right questions of a financial advisor or somebody that's helping you, and you can build the right program for yourself. I think, as you know, Francis, when people are filling out a Know Your Client form, the question is, are you willing to take more risk? Well, last week you might say no. 6 months from now you might say yes. So this is really to try and get into your personality.
When we think of investors, Samantha, we often think, and it's not fair, but we think of people who are older with money. So when you think of a young person, you have more expenses maybe than income, especially being a student. I understand you're extending your education. How are you going to use this on a practical basis day to day, what you learned about yourself?
Well, prior to taking the scholarship, it really wasn't something that I had considered. But since taking it, I've realized that maybe this is something that I want to get into, and knowing my own personality is a good first step towards creating a financial plan for myself.
And I understand you're studying linguistics.
Yes, I just completed my degree. Yeah.
And what are you going to, I know the money goes directly to the school that you're
Yes.
going to extend your education with, but as I always like to say, money's fungible. So $2,000 that goes to your school leaves you with $2,000 more in your pocket. What are you going to do with that?
To be honest, I have a lot of expenses, so this $2,000 was very beneficial. I have rent to pay for and all of those student expenses. So,
and we were just speaking with Patty Levitt-Reid, who's our chief financial commentator for CTV, actually. And there's a survey out of one of the big banks talking about parents taking care of their children for a longer period of time. Do your parents pay for your cell phone bill?
They do. They do. They're awesome. I love my parents. Hi, Mom and Dad.
They're awesome. Would you, also Patty was talking about these, young people who stay at home longer, who are living off their parents. How do you think what you've learned from this particular program may make you not being one of those live-at-home children forever?
Well, I think it's important to know how to use your money wisely and how to use it responsibly. I mean, at this age, you should be having fun, but at the same time, you should be controlling your money so that you can create a good future for yourself.
And Oliver, just finally, one thing I noted in the break to you, that there was a disproportionate number of females that completed the survey, 71% female, 28% male. I was surprised at that.
Yeah, we were too. We don't have any particular insight. As I said, we are doing this across all of North America, and hopefully we can draw some conclusions out of that. But we are working hard for next year, when the scholarship opens again in April, to encourage more the men to participate.
And people who want to participate in next year's questionnaire, how do they find it?
They just go to the Bridge House Canada site, and scholarship will open again in April. Encourage everybody to participate. It's fun. Yeah.
Oliver, thank you very much.
Thank you, Francis.
Oliver Murray, CEO of Bridge House Asset Managers, and Samantha Simmons, scholarship winner. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thank you.